All right, everybody. Yesterday on our quick tip, we said that one of the most important things we can do is warm up properly. We also just said that, warming up isn't necessarily for today. I would like you to get warm today, but it's also for like 6 months from today, a year from today, 6 years from today. You just don't want to keep skipping that stuff. Well, that begs the question, what does a good warm up look like? Well, a good warm up is going to have 4 different elements to it, and they're going to go in this order, okay? Number 1, you got to address your tissue quality. Number 2, you need to activate underactive muscles. Number 3, you need to lengthen and stretch, mobilize these overactive muscles. And number 4, you got to integrate. You got to put it all together so everything's working together like a concert where everybody's playing the same song, the drums, the guitar, everybody's playing the same song so it sounds good instead of just like a mess, like somebody's over there shaking a cowbell, So let's go through each of those components. And by the way, if you'd like videos of how to do these exercises I'm talking about, go to our YouTube channel. Just go to YouTube, put Stowe Training, and then type in foam rolling, type in dead bug, type in anything I name. It's going to pull it up. If for some reason you can't find it on YouTube, just send me a message. I'll look it up for you because I got a giant database and everything's alphabetized, so it's pretty easy. But anyway, all this stuff is on YouTube. Just type in Stowe Training and type in whatever it is. You're going to find the video. Again, if you don't, send me a message and I'll send you over a direct link. So first, we got to take care of tissue quality. And for that, we use something called a foam roller. This is just the same concept as a massage. So instead of spending $70, $80, $100 an hour going getting a masseuse, you can do it by yourself. The biggest difference between a foam roller and a masseuse is the foam roller is like a jackhammer. It's just going to get some real gnarly stuff. It's a jackhammer, a sledgehammer, just real gnarly, like, man, you really needed to do that. And a masseuse is a little bit more like a scalpel. They'll get in there and really get on the iliopsoas or whatever, the multifinitas. They'll get in there. But for our sake, we don't need to know what those muscles are. We just need to know big muscles, getting our big thighs, getting the muscles around our upper back, get the foam roller, take care of that tissue quality. And that's what it's really going to do is it's going to help when you're doing different exercises. It'll help you get rid of a lot of the clicking and the popping and all the weird noises your joints can make. Also, you'll feel different muscles kind of like less like a 10-man. You'll be more ninja-like. Things like you'll be able to reach and twist and turn. It'll feel real smooth versus like we need some WD-40 in there. After that, you need to activate exercises. So the best way to do this is with what we call isometric exercises. That simply means that you squeeze and hold the muscle. You're trying to squeeze and hold it, get the brain talking to the muscle, the mind and muscle connection. As we try and light that up, it's just going to give you better motor control so that when you do bigger weight-bearing exercises, you can feel those muscles working more. For most people, the 3 things they need to activate are their anterior core, their abs, if you will. They got to get their glutes, your butt, and they got to get the muscles between the middle back. These are all just the muscles that when we're sitting in a chair, we don't use. They're literally stretching and hanging out like all day long. So just planks, glute bridges, reach backs, outside of planks, dead bugs, any sort of isometric where you're just smashing and squeezing either the core, the anterior core, the abs, whatever you want to call that, the butt muscles, and the mid back. 5 to 10 exercises total. Working on that, you're in the right path. Now after that, we're going to lengthen. This is where we're going to stretch or mobilize, whatever you want to call it. These are our typically tight, overactive muscles. So for most people, that's going to be their hip flexors because every time you sit, your hip flexor is what? It's flexed. Your hip is flexed as you sit. So this hip flexor just gets into a shortened kind of overactive position where it can't lengthen and stretch the way it should. And that can cause back issues, that can cause knee issues, hip issues, or just really weird noises when you're trying to do different exercises. You're like, wow, is that normal? For this, I just like a hip flexor mobilization. So we got about a half a dozen. If you type in hip flexor mobilization exercise, tons out there. If you type in Stowe Training hip flexor mobilization in YouTube, both in YouTube, you could find some that I recommend. So pick 1 or 2. I also like anything that gets our inner thigh. That's your adductor. That usually tightens up on folks. So I prefer the shin box or split stance adductor dip or split stance adductor mobilization or an adductor dip. Those are 3 of my favorites. There's a few others, but you could find the videos of all those on our YouTube channel. But we'll just pick a few, go through that. Finally, you're going to integrate. So integrate means that some muscles are going to have to stretch, some are going to have to be activated. It's going to all have to happen at the same time. This is going to be usually a multi-joint exercise. So a multi-joint just means not just the elbow bending or not just the knee. It's like the knee and the elbow and the hip. Lots of stuff are moving. So My favorite is a Spider-Man lunge with a reach and a hip lift if you can. So if I have someone that's capable of doing that, I want them to do that. That just, it lengthens everything they got to lengthen, and it activates everything it's got to activate, and that's the only way to do it, or you fall over. If they can't do that, then I like a body weight squat, or I like a TRX assisted squat if they can't quite squat correctly yet. And if they're a little bit more advanced, then kettlebell swings are a lot of fun too. A kettlebell swing into a kettlebell goblet squat, messing around with that's a whole lot of fun. Put all that stuff together. It should take you about 10 minutes, and now you're properly warmed up. Not only is your skin temperature up, your heart rate's up, but your body's moving better. And that's the slogan of Stowe Training: move better, look better, feel better. You're moving better, which is going to allow you to reach your peak performance when you go into your weight training session. So you're going to be able to do the best that you can do, and it's going to really help you out with that long-term progress, because as the months and the years go by, like, not only are you getting strong, you're getting flexible. You're not all show, no go. Like, you look good and you feel good, and that's the name of the game. But that starts by moving good. If you'd like to know where to start, we got a Kickstart program here running through the 8th. We're taking on new clients. We'll go through, see exactly what that warm-up should look like for you, teach you what you need to do, how you need to do it, in addition to what you need to do after that, the workout itself, pairing it all up, depending upon the amount of time you got, the equipment you got. We're going to customize it all to you. That's the beauty. All you got to do is message me. We're taking on 10 more clients. Registration ends on February 8th. Send me a message. We'll come to the studio. We'll spend about an hour together. We'll get you taken care of. Have a great day.